Hey ladies, welcome to Women Win Wednesdays. Today I have another great episode for you. We have our special guest here, Dr. Mary Burrows. We are still celebrating Women's History Month and she is making history in her own right. She is the CEO of Legacy Drama House. And we're going to talk about today how she's making an impact in her city as well as being a new entrepreneur. So if you are an entrepreneur and you are a businesswoman, you want to listen up today because she has a lot of great tips on how you can make an impact and grow your business. Coming up on Women Win Wednesdays. Hey ladies, welcome to Women Win Wednesdays. Thanks so much for joining us today. We have a phenomenal episode for you. We have Dr. Mary Burrows here. She is the CEO of Legacy Drama House. And again, we're going to be talking about some of the process that she took as a entrepreneur. So if you are an entrepreneur today or you're thinking about being an entrepreneur, we're going to talk a little bit about how you can, follow your dreams and, follow the steps that she possibly made to make a successful or create a successful business. So thank you so much for joining me today, Dr. Burrows. All right. So tell us a little bit about Legacy Drama House.
Oh, Legacy Drama House. So Legacy Drama House is a performance arts theater, and we're located in the Beechwood community in the city of Rochester, not too far from the public market. And so what our goal is, our slogan is the venue with variety. So at Legacy, which is our short name, so at Legacy, we're proud to say that we host a variety of different events ranging from breast cancer, domestic violence awareness, to having a soul food tasting, to upcoming even a self-defense class for women. And so what our whole premise is that we like to focus on activities that build into the community and that also will empower the community, but also fun and bring a little bit of culture and bring, if you will, some good back to the hood.
Yes. So you have done so many things for the community, and
Thank you.
I love the decor. So we're going to give the folks an opportunity just to see a sneak peek inside of Legacy. And I love the decor. You are paying homage and you are recognizing women who've made a phenomenal impact in society, specifically women of color. So tell us a little bit about that and what that looks like for the audience.
Yes. So it's myself and my two sisters, Trelawney McCoy and Carla Bisbee McGill. We're both three partners that own and operate the Legacy Drama House. I am the chief executive officer, so I do most of the operations. But with that being said, when we were trying to come up with a name for the business, we were trying to think of what can be reflective of this new family business. And so we thought of the name Legacy, because what do you leave to your family? You leave a legacy.
That's right.
And Drama House, that's a name that's often, back in the past, was referred to places that were performing arts centers. So that's how we came up with the Legacy Drama House. But to go back to your original question about the decor, so what we wanted is, because we know oftentimes in society, or American society anyways, black women don't really get a lot of the positive attention that we need or deserve. And so we wanted to make sure that when folks walk into the walls of the Legacy Drama House, that they know immediately that they are loved, that they are honored, that they are respected, and that they've been the backbone of society. Zora Neale Hurston, a famous writer, she spoke about black women being the muse of society. And so we wanted to make sure that when folks walk in, that they see that. So when they walk into the Legacy Drama House, they see what we call the Legacy Wall. So on that wall, you will see Nina Simone, you will see Eartha Kitt, you will see you'll see Aretha Franklin. You'll see a variety of women that have been instrumental throughout history in entertainment. And so we stand on their shoulders. And so we wanted to definitely make sure that we gave great homage to them. So when you walk in, you'll look and you'll see these beautiful photographs. I think we're up to 12. And so they are posthumous. So you can only join the Legacy Wall if you if you've moved on to the great beyond. Under each photograph there is a quotation, something that she said, that the woman said. And so it gives me no greater pleasure that when we have events, in particular those that there's a lot of children there, and I can hear them looking at, they'll be looking at the picture and they'll say to their adult, who is this?
Yes,
And
yes.
then, who's this person? And I'll
That's
come over
right.
and say, well, you can Google it, you got access to it. But look her up and see all that
That's
she's
right.
done and why she's on this wall.
Yes.
And so that was really the movement behind the Legacy Wall.
I love that legacy wall. You have my favorite actress on there, Dorothy Dandridge
Oh,
is
yes,
on
yes,
there.
yes.
You have Nina Simone is on there. I love the fact that you have Eartha Kitt on there.
Yes, yes.
And the woman from Star Trek, I can't recall her name right now, but I love, which is it? I can't remember her name right now, but we're going to put it in there so you can see it.
Right.
But you have
Right, we've had everybody up
Yeah.
there. Yeah, it's a lot of folks. Yeah.
It is so amazing. When I walked in there, I just felt like I'm a part of just this legacy as well. Like so many things that
Good, thank you.
women of color have done that not many people have recognized. But I love that you've paid homage to it as well as recognized them. So thank you so much
Oh,
for
you're
doing
welcome.
that.
You're
And it
welcome.
really inspires younger women
Yes,
to
yes.
know that they can make history. And that's why we're talking about making history, Women's History Month. And
Yes.
though, we haven't moved on or we're not in our 70s or 80s or anything like that, we're still young women creating history in our own right. And so why did you decide to create a business, that really focuses on the performing arts?
Well, I think one of the things when coming up with a business or building a business is making sure that your business fills a niche. Right, you don't want to do what everybody else is doing down
That's
the
right.
street
That's
because
right.
then not only one, it makes it difficult to remain competitive,
That's right.
but then you don't stand out. And so when we were thinking about unique ideas and what to do with this building, because we acquired this building, what do we do? How can we make it more than just theater, right?
Right.
And so we know folks want to perform, right? Culturally, we like to put on shows,
Yes.
right? So we like fashion shows. We love music. I mean,
Yes.
and oftentimes we are the creators of all of these, right?
yes.
But we may be on the stage, but we're not necessarily holding the purse. And so it was important for us to make sure that not only are we up there on stage, but we're also holding the purse. And we believe in economic development, right?
Yes.
So it was important that we make sure that we pour into the community by doing a variety of different activities. So it includes theater, it includes, concerts, it includes shows, it includes seminars. I mean, just, upcoming, we have quite a few different things that are a town hall meeting, for example. And so really
that's good.
a space where people in the neighborhood can go, they feel safe, they feel honored, they feel respected, it's affordable,
Yes.
and it's for us, by us. But of course we
Yes.
welcome everyone,
Yes,
but
yes,
it's definitely, I think it's uplifting to the spirit when folks walk in. And we want to
Yes.
make sure that we make folks feel welcome immediately,
Yes.
right?
And
So-
I love the diversity because when I walk into the theater, I see diversity. And that's really what it's about. It's just not catered to just certain people. Everyone is welcome. And that's what I love about
Yes,
your
absolutely.
performing arts theater. And
Thank
it's
you.
so diverse in what it offers. I mean, like
Yeah,
self-defense.
Yeah.
I mean, oh my gosh.
Yeah, a little- yeah.
That was, I was
Yeah.
like really impressed by that. You had so many, you have like, what are some of the other things that you have had in the past? Yes.
We had, trying to give homage to yet another woman that's paved the way, Michelle Obama. She had back a couple months ago, she had a book that was really groundbreaking. So we wanted to
Yes.
make sure that we reflected that. So we had a book club. And it was
Yes.
just a one-time thing, but ladies
Yeah.
can come. If you were reading Michelle Obama's book, you could come and join the book
Yeah.
club for that day. And we
Yeah.
had refreshments because we like to eat.
That's right. You gotta
So
have food.
so we had that, and we had another young woman. She teaches fitness class, and so because one thing that we do need to take charge of, we need to take better charge of our health, right?
Yes,
So
yes.
she came and she taught a class about just soul fitness and jump starting your health, and so those are just two of the events for the last couple months. And I know we have the martial arts or the
Yes.
self-defense class coming up, which is good for women to know how to physically protect themselves,
Yes.
because we want to make sure that not only do we build brain power,
Yes.
right, and intellectual power, but we want to build physical power too, right? So,
That's right.
because,
That's right.
a lot of women are exploited or taken
Yes.
advantage of. So, if any kind of way that she can help protect herself, even
Yes.
10% more, we want to make sure that we're part of that. So, we just do a little bit of everything: paint
Yes.
parties,
Yes.
private parties. We do a lot of private parties. We do, you know, I'm proud to say that, my sisters and I are proud to say that we really have no competition in our arena, right?
You don't. Because
so.
there's no other building, no other performing arts building, you know, in this scale and that in that community, in the Beechwood community. I don't see that. So I think it is definitely serving the city, serving the community. And what I do love also is that you are also for helping promote other people's businesses as well, because you've had vendors come in, you've had authors come in for book signings.
Oh yeah,
and
about
so
those.
so you are also promoting other people's business as well. So that's what I love about what you do as well. So it's for everybody. And I love that. I love what you're doing.
Thank you.
I love what you're doing.
We believe in the adage of community building and that it takes a village, right? And so we don't give any response to crabs in the barrel, because we're all building each other up, because it takes brick by brick. So oftentimes when we're having events, I will call somebody, let's collaborate, let's come up with something. Okay, you cook, how about you cater? Is this something that you do with your area of expertise? And just try to help other entrepreneurs out as well. And it's benefited us really well. I mean, for Legacy, because we're a small business, we don't have a huge operating budget, right? But it's as far as marketing, but word of mouth has worked very well for us and kept us busy really for the last year and a half with bookings every weekend.
Yes. I can hardly get up in there on Saturday. I'm like, what's going on? I try to have lunch with her. She's like, nope, I'm busy. I'm like, what? I gotta go to her to Legacy just to have lunch with her.
I'm not gonna have any friends left at the end of this.
Right. So we're going to talk about you as a businesswoman. Now, you have a beautiful building.
Thank you.
And we're going to talk a little bit about, and I want you to talk to the women about, you know, the process. You know, what was that process of purchasing this building? And, you know, we're going to talk a little bit about what some of the challenges were, you know, the hustle factor, what you have to do as a businesswoman. So tell me a little bit about what was that process like when you initially started? So what can they expect?
Okay, so when you get ready to open a business, in particular, if you're going to own the facility, right? So when I say own, I mean get a mortgage, get financed by a bank, unless you just got bank like that and you can pay for it in full. But I'm going to tell you what we did. And so what we first have to do is you come up with a business plan and you come up with a strategy of how you want to operate this business for 5-10 years out, so that you can then show that plan to the bank. And so that they can see, okay, was this person worthy of us extending credit or extending this money? So then we want to make sure that you have a good plan so that you can pay it back, right? And so part of that process is also you want to make sure that you get financed. And so getting financed means that your credit is also up to standard. So so if there's outstanding debts, or you know, a lot of times folks will have medical bills in the credit bureau. They'll maybe have like a repossession or something. So you want to make sure that you sure and try to get all that stuff up. And that's not necessarily an easy task, but it can be done. And we believe in the adage of how you eat an elephant is a little bit at a time. So you're not going to clean up your credit all at once, because you didn't mess it up all at once. That's right. So you want to make sure that you're credit worthy before you get ready to go to the bank, right? And then once you're credit worthy, you got to also make sure that you have some working capital. And so for us, what we did, we used investments. And investments can come from a variety of forms. They can come from, you know, if you have stocks and bonds, if you have, you know, money from your retirement, if you have, you know, you can just, you know, borrow it from mom and them. You know, you just have, right. Wherever you get it from, you got to make sure you got a trail though, right? Because we're going to make, they want clean money, right?
That's
right. You can't get money from Pookie them. So you want to make sure that your money is clean and that you know, that you borrow against it, right?
That's right.
You know, and that's real talk, you know.
Absolutely.
And certainly by being three of us, being able to pool all of our resources together, that helps better when it comes up with a large, substantial down payment. You know, so be ready to have that working capital when you get ready to put the down payment. And then you also need additional monies when it comes time for closing. And so those closings will include like lawyer fees, you know, legal fees, real estate fees, a whole bunch of fees. I don't know what all those are, but a lot of fees, you know, and so you're going to make sure that you have money there too. And again, it comes in handy when you have partners, because then you all can work together. But one of the things that I tell folks is they say, well, maybe I don't have maybe my credit's not right, or I don't have the money. Well, you know what? There's times that people will get an influx. Maybe when you get your taxes, if you get a couple $1,000s back in taxes, put that away.
Yeah,
you know,
that's good.
You know, put that
That's
away.
really good.
Not necessarily throw it on a purse or throw it on shoes or throw it on, you know,
television,
yeah,
cars,
yeah, or
unless you need it,
right,
unless
or
you need the car.
yeah, you know, but within reason, you know. And I think
Yes,
oftentimes as Americans, in particular for folks of color, we oftentimes live beyond our means,
Yes.
you know. And so by trying to look good, you know, which is what, you know, we like to look good, but we don't want to do that to the detriment of our pocketbooks and not be able to create these legacies for our families later on.
That's good.
And so so those are really kind of some of the initial early steps in getting started. And once you do that, you want to make sure that you work your plan and, you know, plan your work.
Right.
And so, you know, come up with a logo, right? Coming up with what is your brand going to look like?
That's right.
You know, so oftentimes, I mean, as proud and humble as we are about legacy, we don't entertain everybody that comes to our doors and wants to book with us, because we have to protect our brand, right?
Yes, yes,
and so we want to make
absolutely.
sure that our business has longevity and that it has sustainability and that it's going to last.
That's right.
And so so you build your brand,
Okay.
you know, your color scheme, all that other kind of stuff of what you want it to look like, where you see yourself in 3 months, where you see yourself in 3 years, and write that plan out and then execute it.
That's right.
Yeah.
So start with a plan.
Yes.
So that is so important that you start with a plan yourself, so you can actually build out what you want it to look like.
Yes.
Because if you're not writing it down and you're not invested in writing it down, then no one else is going to invest in that as well.
Absolutely, absolutely.
And so, you know, you can start small as well, but even if you do start small and you don't buy a building right off, you do need to start with a plan.
Yes,
You
absolutely.
do need to, and you can Google that plan,
Yeah,
or you
yeah.
can go to the SBA, the Small Business Association, who will help you as well. But I love what you said about is credit too. So we had a person on our show, Tiffany Owens, who she helps individuals with their credit.
okay,
and
very
so
nice.
you guys don't forget,
Yeah.
you can, you know, she's going to help you.
Yes.
So we have a testament here that credit is important.
Yes, it is.
And so, you know, we want to actually, you know, make sure that you are looking at that as well.
Yes.
So I want to talk to you about some of the challenges. How do you self-advocate that way? Because some people feel as though they're really shy. They don't know how to articulate their needs or advocate, you know, for themselves.
Oh, absolutely.
So what was that process like, and how should people go about self-advocating, asking questions? Sometimes people don't know what questions to ask when they're in a certain scenario. So what are your thoughts surrounding that?
So today we have the unique ability to be able to Google anything, right?
Yeah.
And so one of the things that I tell folks that I work with, anytime you're Googling, make sure that you're going to a credible website. So you want to make sure you go to ones that end in GOV for government or EDU for education.
Yeah.
You know, the .coms and other websites you may hit or miss, right?
Right.
And so anytime that there's something that you want to know, you can generally go there. But when you talk about self-advocacy,
Yes.
so when you're working with all these different municipalities, whether it's the
Yes.
city, the county, the state, you know, your local legislation, whatever that you have, don't necessarily take no for an answer. Make
like
sure
that.
make
Let's
sure
talk about
that
that,
when you're asking them about particular regulations or why things are the way that they are, that they're able to provide that to you in writing, because you have every right to see their procedures.
Yes.
You know, and one of the things that I always say, I don't want recommendations, but
Yes.
tell me regulations.
Yes.
Because there's a difference, right? And so certainly you want to make sure that your business is in compliance, but you also want to make sure that the person that is actually giving you the answers is not just pulling your leg or giving you, because systemically, I mean, not systemically, but historically, that has happened, and we can't ignore it. You can't ignore, like, you know, redlining and all these things that have been done by different government agencies, if you will, over time. So we want to make sure that we always remain astute. So even if you don't have the education behind you, or you're not sure the right questions to ask, don't be afraid to challenge what they're telling you.
That's
And
right.
then they need to support and show you that written down.
Yes.
You
yes.
know?
So recommendations and requirements.
Yes.
So know the difference between what are recommendations and what are some of those requirements.
Absolutely.
And be able to self-advocate. And I love what
Yes.
she said, don't always take no for an answer, but make sure that you have all of your ducks in a row in order to advocate for yourself.
Yes,
Because
absolutely.
they could have you going back and forth because you don't have the things in place that you need. And so what we're going to do is we're going to kind of wrap up a little bit, but I want to talk about that hustle factor, because
yes.
as a entrepreneur, nobody really knows who we are in the beginning, and you gotta, meet new people. You gotta get your name out there, let them know
Absolutely.
that you are not the best kept secret. You have something to offer individuals, families, communities. So what is that hustle factor for Legacy? What does that look like for you?
Well, it's actually, I'm having a lot of fun. And
Okay.
and I have to be honest, if I can be frank, I didn't realize the amount of networking that would go into building this business.
Yeah.
And it's been fun. It's been an absolutely great ride that we are glad that we are riding the wave,
Yes,
right?
yes, absolutely.
But when you talk about hustle factor, so the hustle factor is just making sure that you are always, so when I think about Wegmans, right? We're familiar with Wegmans grocery stores, right? There's a free plug for you, Wegmans. But they, so, like their model, right? Right? Not that they need my free plug, but their motto is about customer service based,
Yes, yes.
and they always want to make sure that folks are happy.
That's
you think about great brands that do that. Disney is another one,
That's
right?
right, that's
so they
right,
want to make
absolutely.
when you go to Disney World, you go to Walt Disney World, you leave happy,
Yes.
right? And so I keep that adage in the back of my head. When folks come to Legacy, I want their experience to be great. I want it to be grand. I want them to come back again, right?
Absolutely,
Right? And
absolutely.
so and it's not just altruistic. We want them to come back for a variety of reasons because we want them to be able to enjoy what we have to offer,
Absolutely.
right? But then also if they see an event, then they'll feel welcome that they'll want to come there. And then also if they want to host an event, they'll know that they'll feel welcome. And so so when you talk about networking and building a
Yes.
brand and that hustle factor,
Yes.
when folks come in, we're there to greet them at the door
That's
when they
right.
walk in. When they
That's
get
right.
ready to depart, we're there to
Yes.
send them farewell on
Yes.
their way. And just about every event that we have in Legacy, from each event we probably on average maybe have 2 to 3 meetings afterwards by somebody that visited that particular
nice.
event that they'll want to come back and then book an event on their own. And
That's
that's how
good.
we've really been able to build a brand
Yes.
through word of mouth and
Yes.
also through that hustle factor.
That's
so
right.
following up with people,
Following up. Let's talk about that because
Yeah, that's
you
huge.
don't want people to walk out of your business and you don't have a way of maybe reaching out with them, letting them know that you're there.
Yeah,
and I
for
love
sure.
that networking because it's
Yes.
word of mouth. What you said was you want them to have a good experience so that they can tell other people.
Yes.
And so once they tell other people, then other people, because they had a really great experience.
Yes.
And that is like really the crux of the
Oh
matter.
yeah, for sure.
You
And it
know,
needs to be genuine.
and genuine, yes, of course.
Yes, it has to be genuine. Yeah, and follow up is so important. I think so oftentimes many businesses, especially sometimes businesses that are urban, if you will, right, that our follow up is not where it needs to be or should be. Now, granted, we have those struggles with capital. We may have these other difficulties with infrastructure, but the one thing that we can control is follow up. And so it takes seconds to call somebody back. It takes seconds to respond to someone. And so what we have actually built right into our automated instant message on Facebook. We'll contact you within 24 hours.
Oh,
because
that's
we know it's not
awesome.
going to be instant, but we'll get back to you. Our voicemail says we'll return your call within 2 days. So
Yes,
so make
that's
sure that people, because people want to know that you care about them,
Yes,
and so that's
absolutely.
important.
That's really good. And you're open when you say you're open.
Yes, yes.
That's important.
Right,
Oh my
right.
goodness.
Go to lunch.
Right. It's nothing like,
Yeah.
going to a business and they're not open when they say they're going to be open.
Right, right.
And so
Absolutely.
we're going to thank you so much
Oh,
for
you're
just
welcome.
all
Thank
the
you for having
nuggets.
me. Yes.
I want you to just wrap up and tell the audience, just really quickly, women who are looking to be business owners, just kind of encourage them. What
Yeah, for sure, for
encourage
sure.
them to really pursue their dreams
Yes.
and what that looks like. How you're enjoying yourself and really the benefits of having your own business. So
So you can do it too. So legacy is my lane, right? That's not necessarily what drives you. I heard someone wise a while back say that you have to follow our own passions.
Yeah.
And so when you find that passion, your passion may be cooking, it might be doing hair, it might be making clothes, it might be you're good at IT, you might be a good planner, you might be, I don't know, a variety of different things. But I believe we have our own lane, right?
Yes.
And we have those things that we excel at already. And so the thing is to hone into that passion and make it work for you. So work your plan and plan your work. And so
that's good.
certainly me, a little girl growing up on the west side of the city of Rochester, you have to have it internally. You have to want it, right?
Yes.
And not look for somebody else to necessarily give it to you.
That's right.
Because that may or may not happen. And so come up with a plan.
That's right.
Work your plan and make it
Yes.
happen, and you can do it. And at the end of the day, we stand on the backs of an enslaved people. We stand on the backs of kings and queens. We stand on the back of those women on that legacy wall
That's
that had to persevere and triumph through much more than we do in
Yes.
2019.
Absolutely.
And so, with that being said, you know that you can do it.
Yes.
I believe in you,
Yes.
and I support you. And come to Legacy.
That's right. Good legacy.
right. Come and build your legacy at Legacy.
That's right. And you know what? Don't quit. I
Yes,
want to
yes,
add,
yes.
do not
Yes,
quit.
don't quit.
You know, don't despise small beginnings because no one, you know, Bill Gates is not Bill Gates.
Yes.
He didn't start off as the Microsoft that
Yes,
you see today.
yes. No success
And
without struggle.
That's right. So if you don't see what you thought you would see in the beginning, just keep moving and keep going
Yes,
forward.
yes.
And your dreams will come true.
Amen to that.
So thanks so much for
You
joining
are welcome.
us.
Thank you.
And thanks so much, everybody, for joining us on Women Win Wednesdays. If you like what you heard, don't forget to like. Don't forget to subscribe to this channel. And we just appreciate your support on Women Win Wednesdays and Women Win Network. So join us next week, and we're going to continue on with other women who are creating amazing legacies and creating history in their own right. So see you next week. Thanks so much, everybody.